We have somebody coming up on stage and who's going to talk to us about the future of payments with cryptocurrencies and why current solutions are failing. His name is Filipe Castro, and he is a blockchain tech evangelist and mentor at Millicom Ventures, as well as the CIO and co-founder at UTRUST. Now, UTRUST is a Fintech venture providing secure payment platform. And now Filipe has also co-founded a nonprofit association called NIFEUP, which brings together students and the software industry. On top of that, he is also the senior tech lead at Millicom Digital Ventures and a pioneer in the Latin American social TV experience. So a very warm welcome to you, Filipe.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Filipe, and I'm here to tell you about the future of payments with cryptocurrencies. Specifically, why current solutions in the market are, well, let's say, not the best ones. So, guys, this is 2018. We have been in this field for quite a long time, and I actually am curious. Let's see a show of hands. How many of you have paid for goods and services online using cryptocurrency? I'm not talking about trading. I'm talking about buying. How many of you have bought anything using your crypto? Show of hands. OK, so that's not a lot, actually. That's a tiny fraction. Why is that? If you think about it, the purpose, the creation of Bitcoin, one of the first cryptocurrencies, according to Satoshi's vision, was payments, facilitation of payments. This was one of the major use cases for cryptocurrencies. So why are we not, in 2018, using, in a massive way, cryptocurrencies for online payments? Well, I would argue because of 5 reasons. 1, maturity is one. Well, this space is quite young still. But when I talk about maturity, it's not mature through cryptocurrencies as a technology, as the blockchain technology underpinning it, but a matter of confusion. When we talk about cryptocurrencies, cryptocurrencies are not really all currencies. Cryptocurrencies actually are encompassing different kinds of financial assets. We're talking about securities. We're talking about payment tokens. We're talking about utilities, with a wide range of utility cases, of financial profitable cases, but not all cryptocurrencies are optimized to be a payment token. And they shouldn't, really. So the term itself is misleading, and I think we need to, as a community, to come up with a broader definition and a range to strictly define what is a payment token and how does it play along in the ecosystem. The other one, volatility. Now, this is a big one. Many people say, OK, volatility, cryptocurrencies for payments, why would you use that? Because like 30% in a few minutes, up or down, how can a merchant cope with that? Well, in reality, there's a lot of mechanisms, off-chain mechanisms, that can actually mitigate this volatility. And plus, if you're talking about specific cases for stable coins or other more payment-oriented tokens, this is not an issue at all. Hold. That's a big one. Why would you spend your crypto assets that might be valuable in the future to buy goods and services now if you can just use them and reinvest? Well, I would argue that this is not only an issue, but you're already using some part of your crypto assets to buy goods and services. You're just paying more for it. Speed, well, speed is an issue, but not really for online payments. And regulation, well, regulation is a work in progress, and we have to be part of this ecosystem to help governments actually implement and regulate this field. So how do we overcome this? Well, I touched some of the aspects. In terms of maturity, it's about segmenting and differentiating different types of crypto assets through their payment side, to their security types. Most of them, some of them, have security aspects, and that's fine. There's a space in the industry for that. But there are also other use cases in business to business. And we should start using the correct terminology in this space. Volatility. This is not an issue at all. We can do just-in-time conversion. There are stable coins coming, payment-oriented tokens. So again, this is something we can mitigate. Speed. Not a real issue for online payments. Why is that? Because you have to wait for your article to come. And that usually takes more than a day, 24 hours. Plus, new, faster protocols, layer 2 implementations, and new protocols coming that actually mitigate this, improving transactional speed. Hold, well, you're already using it. You're already spending it. You just don't have a perfect platform to do so. And we'll touch more on that later. Regulation, again, we think competition is the best way for this. And we already see this. States competing among themselves to come and try to take the profit, the intellectual capital, and all the benefits that come with a new disruption. And this is really one of the keys. But more than any of those, payment with cryptocurrencies is more than just a technology problem. It's a business case. And for that, no amount of chains are going to solve that issue. Sure, stable coins, new faster protocols will help, but at its core, this is a business case. So where do we stand now in terms of payments? What current solutions do e-commerce merchants have at their disposal if they want to start using cryptocurrencies? This is pretty much the state of the art. If you guys remember paying with online in 1999, yeah, this is pretty much it. That's the state of the art right now in terms of crypto payments. What does the market provide? Mainly two options. One, you can integrate and pay directly with the cryptocurrency chain. That means if you have an e-commerce website, you can say, hey, maybe it would be cool to start accepting crypto payments. The second one, paying through a service provider. Maybe you don't want to integrate a specific chain like Bitcoin. You want to use a provider. And, you know, solutions right now, they're not the best. Let's see why. So the first one, paying directly with cryptocurrency, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare for e-commerce merchants. Why? You are exposed to market volatility. So let's say you own a small e-commerce site and you want to start accepting Bitcoin. Yeah, you know, you have to deal with a technical implementation problem. This is for techies, this cutting edge. You have to deal yourself not only with the technical integration, but VAT, settlements for your own bank account. You have to deal with taxation, the burden of implementation, regulation, and being up to date with all the different facets of this network is on you. So this is actually a cutting-edge solution. It's a technical demonstrator. And that's why, you know, we've seen a lot of websites trying to integrate on-chain payments. And they usually don't work very well. Or if they do, it's a novelty. It's a technology demonstrator. And that's fine. It showcases the potential of the technology. But this is not the future. This is a tech demo. Now, if you go to the second stage, service providers, better solution. They take a lot of the tech, of the grunt work out of your hands as an e-commerce provider. They provide some of the mechanisms for integration. They're more refined, but they still lack essential features. Specifically, they lack consumer protection. They lack an easy way to integrate multiple chains in most cases. So they focus sometimes on the wrong currencies. They are not as liquid in the market. That's not what consumers want. They're oriented towards being more an exchange or providing exchange services or a crypto credit card. That confuses consumers and merchants alike. Merchants think, okay, so how will this solution benefit to me? And what kind of consumers will this attract? So this brings us to a kind of a paradox here. So from the point of view of traditional merchants, they're not very keen on crypto payment solutions. Why? They think of volatility. They think of, why should I implement such a solution? Users are only interested in trading, in the speculative asset side of things. And from the user perspective, they think, you know, there's solutions for me to pay directly in merchants, but they all suck. Like, why would I use them? They lack key essential features that I would want, that I'm used to in traditional payment solutions. So you know what? I have other avenues. So the typical scenario is this. I want to pay in the website. I want to buy, like, let's say a TV. So what can I do with my crypto assets? I have to convert them, send them to an exchange, paying fees, then send them then either to my bank or my crypto credit card, paying more fees. And when I use my credit card to pay in that website, I'm paying even more fees, and I'm still exposed to fraud and other problems related to credit cards. So this is an efficient solution, both for merchants and for users, because you are paying more. You are still spending part of your crypto assets, but along the chain, you are losing a lot of value. So let's talk quickly about the market and where we are going in terms of the whole crypto market. This is the right moment. This is still a very, very young market. Actually, cryptocurrencies are 200 billion, not 200 billion. This is extremely tiny compared to other financial asset peaks. And mass adoption is yet to take place. Less than 0.2% of the population is in crypto. Think about it. Imagine that room you have to grow. And the future is promising. You see more users coming. You see an inflow of institutional capital and business-to-business use cases in 2018. What does that mean for e-commerce? It means that you start tackling a 200 billion market of young, wealthy users that are looking for outlets to spend your money. That's a new market, bringing in more international customers, more revenue, and more competition, a way to differentiate yourself from the big players. And the market is growing, and those are stats only for mobile and e-payments, not including cryptocurrencies yet. So this market is already driving the fintech industry, even without cryptocurrencies. Why will users engage and be interested in a solution like this? Well, I want to be protected against fraud. Actually, fraud is one of the major problems in payments. Think about it. You think of older generation will be more successful to fraud, but that's not the case, because most of the digital natives are the ones using e-payments. So from a statistical point of view, the number of use cases and the number of the stats for fraud are much higher for younger demography that is using e-payment solutions all the time. And the numbers show it. Credit card fraud is up 30%. And this will only increase as we move to more and more digital-focused economy. From my point of view, and from our point of view, any solution that wants to tackle e-payments, be it crypto, non-crypto, has to deal with fraud. This is a major issue that only a robust consumer protection can tackle. This is more than technology. Again, this is something that, from a business perspective, needs to be implemented on whatever cryptocurrency chain gets adopted as a means of payment. And we have something for that already. I would like to present you something that we have been building since last year. It's called UTRUST. We believe this is a missing link to provide protection to consumers and act as a universal guarantee between consumers and merchants. So what we do, it's a crypto-to-cash payment platform with buyer protection. And the buyer protection here is very important. It allows us to bring 3 key features to the market. The buyer protection, fluctuation protection, and low fees. Buyer protection, it means you enjoy the same consumer protection mechanism you currently enjoy in fiat-based payment systems. But we also protect merchants against volatility. That means you as a merchant accept crypto payments from different networks, but at the same time, we convert just in time. That means you get euros, British pounds, Swiss francs, dollars in your bank account. If you don't want to deal with crypto, that's fine. You can just settle, have predictable revenue, as it's always been, business as usual. And low fees. This is key. Low fees are allowing us to tackle this market in an unprecedented way, because up to so far, if you look at what current solutions offer in the market, it's not of 3.5% plus conversion fees. We offer 1%. And for e-commerce, that's a game changer. We started in 2017. We're quite a young company, but we have managed to achieve so far a great deal of things. 2017 for us was a year of funding the MVP. We managed to raise 21 million last year. But where we see us going so far is in terms of technical delivery. We want to focus on bringing a robust solution to the market. We're emphasizing strong partnerships with industry incumbents that already have the know-how and the infrastructure in traditional payments and want to complement that with a solution that brings crypto to the table. We also have a very strong focus on regulatory and compliance and want to bring our brand awareness to the stage and to another level. Let me show you. Oh, no sound. OK, that's interesting. So here you can see basically the prototype we have been developing. And actually, so this is a prototype of our mobile wallet. So in our system, although you can use whatever wallet you want, we're also developing our own wallet that will allow you to have instant payment confirmations on our own ecosystem. This is showcasing the payment experience, scanning a QR code in a merchant that adopts the UTRUST payment technology, paying. That's simple. We want to take you from leading e-payment systems, especially in Asia, that make the whole system and the experience seamless. Again, we're talking a young generation that wants instant gratification. They want their things now. They want their payments now. And it should be like this. A paying experience should be simple from the point of view of the user. And also, we're tackling refundability. That's something you cannot get on any network right now. So if something goes wrong with your goods, you can use our system to open a claim and to start a dialogue with the merchant to see what went wrong, will I get my money back, will I get my goods, and if some things escalate, then a mediator will come in. Again, think of PayPal and what PayPal brings to the table, what brought to the table in terms of payments and technology. So if you want to test it out, you can test it out right now. We have a public store available at store.utrust.com. And if you pass by our booth here, you can also test it out by yourselves, and we'll be able to answer all your questions. Also, we have major partners inbound. We have one of the largest e-commerce providers in Germany and one of the largest payment companies in Germany, UMTAG, on board with us to bring this payment technology to millions of customers in Europe to begin with, and to thousands of merchants. And we'll see where that brings us. We'll have much more exciting partnerships in the weeks and months ahead. We'll leave that announcement to another time. And I urge you to check us out. If this is something that interests you, how to build the future of payments, either as an e-commerce, as a user, as a crypto holder, or if you just want to see what we can bring to the table, go and check us out. Now, last but not the least, I would like to say that we had an exclusive announcement for BlockShow. We're actually working with a major provider in Switzerland to bring buyer consumer protection to ICOs. This is something that we kind of hinted at, but we haven't officially announced it. And I would love to show you the partner we are working on now, but due to some NDA and MOU constraints, I cannot. But I can tell you that we are also extending the same type of buyer protection that we bring to e-merchants, to ICOs. And we think this is going to be a game changer also in the market of ICOs, so that you, as an investor, have certainty that your funds, when you invest in an ICO, are secure, and if something goes wrong with that specific ICO, you will get your funds back. So we'll basically act as a provider of trust for ICOs using our exclusive partner. And for that, you'll have to wait for another time for the specific name, and I urge you to follow us and join our community if you're keen. Thank you very much.